Morning, everyone. Let's go over the games happened on November 26th. We had 5 NBA Cup games. The first game is the Bulls beat the Wizards. No surprise there. Josh Giddey played 26 minutes, 8 assists, 1 steal. Is he a must roster? It's fine to have him. Um, just because of the assist. Kobe White, well, he's been really good this year, making a lot of threes. He's a 54th ranked player in category leagues. 19 points, great. 3.5 threes, 1.3 steals is really what stands out this year for him, with 4.7 assists. And not really turning the ball over that much, 2.4 turnovers for him. So Kobe is having a great year. Nikola Vucevic, of course, he's having a great year. 19 points, 12 rebounds with 4 assists. Too bad there's no defensive stats here. And Zach LaVine just putting up, okay numbers. He's he's a 58th ranked player, shooting over 50% from the field this year, but he just give you 0.3 efficiency, which is already a lot of categories, but no rebounds, no assists, no steals, and no blocks. He had 4 assists here. For the Wizards, Jordan Poole is still out yesterday, so they started Keyshawn George, and they put Malcolm Brogdon as a point guard position. He played 23 minutes, so you can see how Malcolm Brogdon is not a must roster player. You could stream him. Even with Jordan Poole out, he plays just 23 minutes. When Carrington can play 25 off the bench. So there's also a possibility of just ramping him up. I don't think he's ever gonna get big minutes on this Wizards team, unless there's some injuries. But even when Poole is out, he only played 15. Carrington, he could be a stream person when Jordan Poole is out. But he only had 25 minutes as well. So with the return of Brogdon, I think and return of Kyle Kuzma, I think, those two guys are really taking away his playing minutes. Maybe at the end of the season, he's going to start playing 30, 35 minutes, then we can pick him up again. Now, just stream. Bilal Coulibaly, he hasn't been good, but just look at the minutes, 37 minutes. We have to ride with him, 8 points. And he doesn't really hurt you anywhere. This game obviously shot the ball really poorly. And Alex Sarr, 20 points, 31 minutes. The minutes is great. It is against the Bulls, where Vucevic is not known for his defense. But he's been playing really. The last 2 games played really well. So if he's on the waiver wire, for sure it's time to pick him up. He went 4 for 5 from 3 here as well. 1 steal, 1 block, 7. He's not gonna be this hot. But the high playing minutes is very encouraging. And Kyle Kuzma had 23 points. Again, 7 for 18 from the field and 8 for 11 from the free throw line. The problem with Wizards is that if you Kyle Kuzma or even Jordan Poole, as you get to the end of the season, if you are hurt, right, you're going to be out for a long time. They have nothing to play for. They want to tank. The next game is the Bucks beat the Miami Heat. Bucks win 5 straight. This is great. Damian Lillard went off with 37 points, 12 assists, a steal on the block, 8 3. See, there's no worry with Damian Lillard. Right? He's going to turn things around. I think there's one game he had like 4 points, right? Goes like 2 for 14 from the field. He had a couple bad games to start off the season. Now he's, in this game, they didn't even have Giannis. So, great game from Dame. You expected a big game from him. This is Portland Damian Lillard. Right, if he's running the show, he could still put up numbers like this. But yeah, also use this opportunity to sell high if Giannis. I don't think Giannis is gonna be out long term. But yeah, Damian Lillard after this game is a 14th ranked player. So if you draft him at the end of second round or early third, right, he's beating that. So pretty good. Andre Jackson. Could stream him for some defensive stats and threes, but he only took 4 shots. Brook Lopez, another great game with 3 threes, 3 blocks, and 13 points. If you need threes, yes, AJ Green's a guy you should look for. And we still don't know when Chris Middleton going to be back. If he's out there on the waiver wire, I think, and you don't have injuries, right now and you have 2 IR spot, it doesn't hurt to pick him up. It's gonna take a while for him to ramp up. He might play just like last year. He might play 20 minutes for a month until he starts playing 30 plus minutes. But once he does, he's gonna be good. Chris Middleton is a good fantasy player, very efficient, can get you rebound, assists, threes, all that type of stuff. And we look at the Heat. Jimmy Butler, 23 points, no defensive stats, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. Okay for Jimmy. Jimmy Butler on the year, he's a 75th ranked player. For a guy that's getting drafted in the 4th round, I don't think it's okay. For very, very weirdly, he's only shooting 77%. So it's going to go up to, at least he's a really good free throw shooter, like 84, 83. And that's going to push him easily inside that top 50. While he already missed a bunch of games, I think that is the biggest concern with him, just missing games. Ben Adebayo, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, played okay. And Tyler Hero, 18 points. I mean, he was definitely a sell high before Jimmy came back. 18 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal with 3 threes. Not bad. He's going to average close to 20 points, right? Over 3 threes, get you like 4 assists. But he was ranked super, super high, Tyler Hero. 43rd ranked player, yeah, like top 50, top 60-ish. Depending on what you need in fantasy, right? If you need points and threes, sure. Otherwise, he's negative in a lot of categories, just like a lot of guards. High usage guard. Duncan Robinson at 2-3, he's a streamer. But yeah, I mean, they started him and benched Terry Rozier. So I'm going to hold on to Terry Rozier for a couple more games just to see if this goes on for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You got to let Terry Rozier go. And Duncan Robinson, if he gets 30 plus minutes, we could stream him for sure. Another guy that we could stream for threes. And he could really go off every week, because all he does is threes. all he shoot is probably threes. So he can average 4 threes a week. Just go off like that. The next game is the Rockets beat the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves are not. The Rockets are coming up. The Timberwolves are really struggling. With this trade, they traded Cat. Obviously, they're 11th. They're like top 2 teams last year in the regular season. And the biggest change is Cat. Although Cat didn't play so well in the playoffs, right? I mean, in my opinion, he's a way better player than Randall. And the Rockets, after this win, they're actually 3rd in the West. Crazy stuff. 8-2 in their last 10. They're the hottest team in the West. And Fred VanVleet played 44 minutes. 27 points. This game went to overtime as well. 27 points, 11 assists, 8 rebounds, no defensive stats, 6 threes. No worries. But again, he kind of destroyed your field goal. Jalen Green, this is the worry. He played just 23 minutes. Just 23 minutes with overtime. Why? Because Amen Thompson played 38 minutes off the bench. And he went off Amen Thompson. Absolutely must roster. The minutes going to be inconsistent. We know that. But, oh my God, 4 steals and 3 blocks with 8 rebounds and 15 points. This is scary stuff. Tara Eason had a rough game. We don't drop him yet. Still had 2 steals and a block. Just 18 minutes. Yeah. Jabari Smith played high minutes, but there will be games where Tara Eason is outplaying Jabari Smith, and he's going to get 35 minutes and go off like that. So both two Rockets guys, yeah. And also, there's no injury at the moment. If one guy gets injured, their minutes go up again. So, yeah, if they are still on the waiver wire, please pick them up in category leagues for sure. Points leagues, maybe not so much because a lot of their values come from their defensive stats, and defensive stats don't mean as much in points leagues versus category leagues. Emperor Şengün, what a game for him. 9 for 23. I think Şengün, like his field goal is a little bit weird. He takes some threes, yes, but he's not a great field goal guy, but who cares? 10 rebounds, 11 assists, 3 steals, and 3 blocks with 22 points. Şengün has been killing it. There were some efficiency issues with him because of free throw. But if you ignore the free throws, well, he's the 34th ranked player. His biggest problem is lack of free sorry, not lack of free throw, bad free throw. 76% on 4.7. It's actually not that bad. Um, if the 47% from the field can go up to 50, right, he's a top 30 player, which is right around where he's getting drafted, third, fourth round. But the counting numbers look really good for Şengün. He's been getting a lot of triple doubles as well. Dylan Brooks had a great game, but we don't really care. He's not really fantasy relevant. And the Timberwolves, Dante DiVincenzo started with no Mike Conley. He only played 21 minutes. This is rough stuff. But if you need threes and steals, right? And if Mike Conley continues to be out, I think in the short term, we for sure could roster him. Anthony Edwards with 29 points, 3 threes. Yeah, it's been rough with Anthony Edwards. 10 for 10 from the free throw line is great. I mean, fantasy-wise, it's great. It's just field goal has been rough. He's taking a lot of shots this year. Rudy had 16 rebounds and a block. Did what he's supposed to do. And Julius Randle had 21 points. Nothing else and a steal. Right? Jaden McDaniels, yeah. There's really not a lot going on with the Timberwolves in terms of fantasy, right? You have Mike Conley, Dante DiVincenzo, right? Naz Reid, those are the guys that are going to get 25 to 30 minutes. They're not going to be must rosters for the most part throughout the season. The next game is the San Antonio Spurs. They beat the Utah Jazz. (128-115). This is a high-scoring game. Well, Victor Wembanyama, I remember last time he played the Jazz, he went off. But here, another great game from him. 34 points, 6 threes. He takes so many threes, my God. Victor Wembanyama, he's the second-ranked player. He's averaging 23.6 points, 3.2 threes. This is pretty amazing stuff. He's making a lot of threes. Taking a lot of threes as well. 10 rebounds. The rebound could maybe go up a little bit. 3.2 assists, steals, 3.2 assists, 1.3 steals, and 3.6 blocks. Yeah, in order for him to catch Jokic, he needs to get more defensive stats. He really needs to get more defensive stats, which could happen. He had 3 blocks here. He just needs to play a couple bad teams. He get his block average over 4, right? That's gonna push up his value, and maybe content with Jokic for the number 1. Because Jokic this year, the counting numbers are great, but he's only blocking 0.8 shots, right? So even for Jokic, as ridiculous as his lines are, he could still even be even better because he's only averaging 0.8 blocks. If that goes to over 1, watch out. Julian Champagnie, he just gets huge minutes. I think with Jeremy Sohan out, if you want to stream him, no problem. He takes a lot of threes and gets some defensive stats. And Stephon Castle played 29 minutes. He's been getting a lot, 30 minutes and sometimes even 34. And he's been doing pretty well. 23 points, 3 threes, 5 assists, and a block. If he's still on the waiver, let's pick him up and just ride with him. We don't know what happens if Jeremy Sohan comes back. Trey Jones has been playing. And we also don't have Devin Vassell. But even with Devin Vassell back, I think Castle is still getting minutes. So I think it's pretty clear they want to give him minutes. They want to give him close to 30 minutes a night, so let's just do that. Meanwhile, Chris Paul, I think they don't want to give him minutes. They're going to play him, maybe 25 minutes or whatever. So I think anytime Chris Paul has a big game, we really need to try to sell him. The setup is just not good. A veteran guy on a bad team. Although Spurs are actually competitive this year. So they will play their players. They're the 10th. Let's see how long they can keep this up because Timberwolves and Kings, right, they want to make the playoffs. Meanwhile, the Spurs, not really. They don't care about playoffs too much. They just want to develop their young players. So Kings and Timberwolves, they're going to do everything they can to make sure that they get into the play-ins. For the Jazz, Lauri Markkanen, 14 points, 2 steals, and 8 rebounds. Pretty rough game from him. And John Collins continues to impress. Even with, so yeah, I mean, I still think he's a sell high. They started, even with Walker Kessler back, they started John Collins, Lauri Markkanen, and Walker Kessler together. So, but either way, he's been really, really good this year. No question. 13 rebounds and 20 points, and fairly efficient everywhere. Walker Kessler had 5 fouls. He mainly just field goal, rebounds, and blocks. He did all that here. Happy with that. And if it wasn't for the foul trouble, he would get 30 minutes. That's the biggest difference between this year and last year. Last year, he wasn't getting. He would come off the bench. This year, they're starting him, giving him 30 minutes a night. So I think it's almost guaranteed he played 30 minutes. As long as he doesn't hurt your free throw too much, he's a top 50 player in category leagues because he gives you so many blocks and rebounds. Colin Sexton, 20 points, 2 threes. Yeah, that's what Colin Sexton does. And Keontae George had a great game with 26 points, 7 assists, 2 steals, and 6 threes. Is absolutely huge. But again, he had 6 turnovers. So he really got to fix up his turnovers. But he's been playing, a lot better, I would say, than a lot better lately. The next game is the Lakers, KD versus LeBron, 100-127. Lakers got blew out. And they were starting Delton Connect. This game, he came off the bench, played just 19 minutes. So I think the hype train might be, there will still be games where he pops up, played 25 minutes, hit like 5 threes or something. But he's not worth rostering full time. He's an option to stream for threes. But yeah, for now, I think if you have him, perfectly fine to drop him. AD with 20, AD had a big game. 25 points, 15 rebounds, and still in 4 blocks. Amazing. LeBron, 18 points, still had 10 assists and 8 rebounds. It's amazing LeBron hasn't missed a game yet. Maybe he missed 1 game. It's just amazing how he's playing so many games at this age still. Pretty amazing stuff. Austin Reeves with 15 points and 2 steals and 2 threes. Okay. Kind of did his thing. But Austin Reeves has, I think, when I read his stats, last couple games, he hasn't been good. He's actually dropped all the way to 85th ranked player. I think he was like a top 40-ish type of player. Well, lately, a lot of things has changed, right? Because you have Delton Connect coming in, starting for a couple games. You have D'Lo getting benched. But, Austin Reeves is still going to be fine. So if you can buy low, but when you buy low, don't throw him like a top 50 player because that's his ceiling. Give him like a top 100-ish type of player or a player that's kind of really overperforming. Rui Hachimura also back in the starting lineup, right? Because Rui was hurt, so that's when Delton Connect was able to come in. And, Rui Hachimura for sure is a better defender. Delton Connect offensively is a lot better than Rui. But yeah, I think they just need more defense because they also started Cam Reddish. And D'Lo came off the bench, had 29 minutes. So what are you gonna do? You're just gonna have to hold D'Lo. He played, I think, 17, 18 minutes last game. He played 28. If D'Lo plays 28, I think he needs to be rostered still in category leagues. For Phoenix Suns, Kevin Durant, is this his first or second game back? He's back. That's great. 23 points, 3 threes. Yeah, I mean, when all 3 guys are healthy, when Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and KD, they are healthy, they're not really going to get, because there's only one basketball. There's only limited usage. So there will be games KD doesn't do anything. If he doesn't get those defensive stats, yeah. Obviously, he's also coming, just came back, so maybe he needs some time. But they don't need him to score too much. Right? Bradley Beal played well with 23 points and 3 threes, while Devin Booker had 26 points and 10 assists. That's really impressive. Still in the block and 3 threes. Really good game from Devin Booker. And Tyus Jones popped off with 5 steals and 6 assists. So with everybody back, if you were streaming Royce O'Neal, Grayson Allen, Ryan Down, though if you're just streaming them for threes, yeah, it's time to drop them unless they have the back-to-back. And that's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.